Welcome back. It is Ivan time. All right, let's flip back and set this mental bookmark. We are on page 237 today. So I'm going to start flipping back, and the last thing I see that we read was Matt gets a sheet of paper, he covers his face, and then he goes to the office and slams the door. So Mac is, what would you call Mac right now in this book? Angry? Absolutely. Upset? Uh, I'd say a little bit. Um, so if I flip all the way back, that's when he got the phone call, right? He was really happy. Look, come take pictures of us. Yeah, sure, you guys can come out. Absolutely. The news wants to see us. Yeah, we have a big painting. Ape, he's here. He's the Picasso of all the of everybody. It's my idea. He's been painting and we're selling his paintings. Well, the news did come, right? And who remembers what they saw or what they zoomed in on and showed the whole news to everybody that watched the news? Anybody remember? The claw stick, right? So after that, there's some people that showed up in the parking lot. But this time they weren't here to buy tickets. They were here to protest, right? And they're saying that Ruby needs to be freed, that she needs out of there. So even though nothing's changed yet, it's still been like a couple days or a week. I can't remember exactly what they said, but she's still doing what she's doing. She's still doing her shows, so nothing has changed literally yet for her. But I have a feeling that's about to change when I see what's on this next page. All right, let's check it out. We're going to go to 255 today. All right, so here we are. We're on 237. New box. Something strange is happening. Oh yeah, remember the person came with the clipboard and then gave him the paper? We still don't know who that was. Uh, Tall man with a clipboard and a pencil. Okay, so let's see. The white-coated woman is back with other humans. They place a large box in the center of the ring. It's ruby-sized. And suddenly, I know why the woman is here. She's here to take Ruby away. Anybody recognize that symbol on there? Training. The woman leads Ruby to the box. She places an apple inside. Good girl, Ruby, she says kindly. Don't be afraid. Ruby inspects the box with her trunk. The woman makes a clicking sound with a little piece of metal she's holding in her hand. She gives Ruby a piece of carrot. Each time Ruby touches the box, she gets a click and a treat. Why is she making all that clicking noise? I ask Bob. They do it to dogs all the time, Bob says. I can tell he doesn't approve. It's called clicker training. They want Ruby to associate the noise with the treat. When she does something they want, they make that noise. Great job, Ruby, the woman says. You're a quick study. After many clicks and carrots, she takes Ruby back to her cage. Cage. All right, don't forget that. Why is that lady giving me carrots when I touch the box? Ruby asks. Me? I think she wants you to go inside, I explain. But there's nothing inside, Ruby says, except an apple. Inside that box, I say, is the way out. Ruby tilts her head. I don't get it. See the picture of the red giraffe on the box? I think that lady is from the zoo, Ruby. I think she's getting ready to take you there. I wait for Ruby to trumpet with joy, but instead, she just stares at the box in silence. I'm not sure I understand. Oh, sorry, that's not her. I'm not sure you understand. That box might be taking you to a place where there are other elephants, I say. A place with more room and humans who care about you. But even as I say these words, I remember with a shudder the last box I was in. I don't want a zoo, Ruby says. I want you and Bob and Julia. This is my home. No, Ruby, I say. This is your prison. Whoa. So from domain, proud domain, to cage, now to prison. It's true, right? Poking and prodding. The lady comes again. She brings an animal doctor with an awful smell and a dangerous looking bag. He spends an hour with Ruby poking and prodding. He looks at her eyes, her feet, her trunk. When he's done with Ruby, he enters my cage. I wish I could hide under not tag like Bob. Instead, I do a nice, loud chest beat, and after a moment, the doctor retreats. We're going to need to put this one under, he says. I'm not quite sure what he means, but I strut around my cage feeling victorious anyway. Even to me, it feels funny to read the word cage instead of domain when I'm talking like Ivan. So, he scared that doctor off, didn't he? Or that vet? No painting. No one asked me to paint today. No one asked Ruby to perform. There are no shows. No visitors. Unless you count the protesters. Max stays in his office all day. Wow. This is a real deal now. More boxes. I wake up from a long morning nap. Bob is on my belly, but he isn't asleep. He's watching the ring, where 4 men are placing a large metal box. It's me-sized. What's that? I ask, still blurry from sleep. Bob nuzzles my chin. I believe that box is for you, my friend. I'm not sure what he means. Me? They brought in a bunch of boxes while you were sleeping. Looks like to me they're taking the whole lot of you, he says casually, licking a paw. Even Thelma. Taking? I repeat. Taking us where? Well, some zoo, probably. Others to animal shelters where humans will try to find them homes. Bob shakes himself. So, I guess all good things must come to an end, huh? His voice is bright, but his eyes are far away and sad. I'm going to miss your stomach, big guy. Oh, that's sad. Bob shuts his eyes. He makes an odd noise in his throat. But what about you, I ask? I can't tell if Bob just pretending to sleep, but he doesn't answer. I gaze at the huge shadowy box, and suddenly I understand how Ruby feels. I don't want to go into that box. The last time I was in a box, my sister died. Man, that's scary, right? To not know if he does get in the box, what's going to happen. Goodbye. When George and Julia come that night, George doesn't get his mop or his broom. He gathers up his tools and belongings while Julia runs to my cage. This is my last night, Ivan, she says, and she presses her palm to my glass. Mac fired my dad. Tears slip down her cheeks. But the zoo lady said maybe they'll have an opening there in a while, cleaning cages and stuff. I walk to the glass that separates us. I put my hand where Julia's is, palm to palm, finger to finger. My hand is bigger, but they're not so very different. I'm going to miss you, Julia says, and Ruby and Bob. But this is a good thing, and really it is. You deserve a different life. I stare into her dark eyes, and I wish I had words for her. Sniffling, she goes to Ruby's cage. Have a good life, Ruby, she says. Ruby makes a little rumbling sound. She puts her trunk between the bars and touches Julia's shoulder. Where's Bob anyway? Julia asks. She looks around, under the tables, in my cage, by the trash can. Dad? She calls. Have you seen Bob? Bob? Nope, George says. Julia's brow wrinkles. What's going to happen to him, Dad? What if Max shuts down the whole mall? He says he's going to try to keep it open without the animals, George says. He stuffs his hands into his pockets. I'm worried about Bob too, but he's a survivor. You know what, Dad? Julie gets a gleam in her eye. Bob could live with us. Mom loves dogs, and he could keep her company and... Jules, I'm not even sure if I have a job yet. I might not even be able to feed you, let alone some mutt. My dog walking money. Sorry, Jules. Julia nods. I understand. She starts to leave and then runs back to my cage. I almost forgot. This is for you, Ivan. She slips a piece of paper into my cage. It's a drawing of Ruby and me. We're eating yogurt raisins. Ruby is playing with another baby elephant, and I'm holding hands with a lovely gorilla. She has red lips and a flower in her hair. I looked as I always do in Julia's pictures, like an elegant fellow, but something is different about this drawing. In this picture, I'm smiling. Oh, look at that. Got Ivan with a little girlfriend and Ruby with other elephants. And he's actually smiling, not grumpy or sad or scary looking like on the billboard. Ooh, saying goodbye though, that's so sad. I'm worried about Bob too. The door to my click, 249. The door to my cage is propped open. I can't stop staring at it. My door, open. The giant box has been moved and it's open too. The humans have pushed it up against my doorway. If I walk through my door, I enter their box. The zoo lady, whose name is Maya, is here again. Click, yogurt raisin. Click, tiny marshmallow. Click, ripe papaya. Click, apple slice. After hour, click after click. I look at Ruby. She waits to see what I will do. I touch the box. I sniff the dark interior where the ripe mango awaits. Click, click, click. I have to do it. Ruby is watching me from between the bars of her cage, and this box is the way out. I step inside. He's going in the box. An idea. After I leave the box and step back into my cage, I get an idea. A good one. I tell Bob he can sneak into my box with me and live with me at the zoo. Yes. Have you forgotten? I'm a wild beast, Ivan, he says, sniffing the floor for crumbs. I am untamed and undaunted. Bob samples a piece of celery and spits it out. Besides, they'd notice. Humans are dumb, but they're not that dumb. True. It's a great idea, though. Why can't he do it? He's probably right. Respect. Ivan, Ruby says, do you think the other animals will like me? I think they'll love you, Ruby. You'll be part of their family. Do you think the other gorillas will like you? Ruby asks. I'm a silverback, Ruby, a leader. I pull back my shoulders and hold my head high. They don't have to like me. They have to respect me. Even as I tell her this, I wonder if I can command their respect. I haven't had much practice being a real gorilla, much less a silverback. Do you think the other elephants will know any jokes? If they don't, I tell her, you can teach them. Ruby flaps her ears. She flicks her tail. You know what, Ivan? What? I ask. I think I'm going to go in the box tomorrow. I gaze at her fondly. I think that's a good idea, and I think Stella would have agreed. Do you think the other elephants will know how to play tag? I love tag. Me too, I say, and I think of my nimble sister racing through the brush, always just out of my reach. Photo. Late at night, Mac opens my cage. The full moon falls on his sagging shoulders. He seems smaller somehow. Bob, instantly alert, leaps off my stomach and dives under knot tag. Don't bother hiding, dog, Max says. I know you sleep in here. Max settles onto my tire swing. Might as well stay one more night. Your buddy's leaving tomorrow. Tomorrow? My stomach drops. I'm not ready. I need more time. I haven't said my goodbyes. I haven't thought this through. Mac pulls a small photo out of his shirt pocket. It's me when I was young. Mac and I are in the front seat of his convertible. I'm wearing a baseball cap and eating an ice cream cone. I was a handsome lad, but I have to admit I looked ridiculous. Nothing like a real gorilla. We've had some laughs, didn't we, Guy? Max says. I remember when we went to that on that roller coaster, or that time I tried to teach you how to play basketball. Max shakes his head, chuckling. You had a lousy jump shot. He stands, sighs, looks around. He puts the photo back in his pocket. I'm going to miss you, Ivan, he says, and then he leaves. He doesn't look back. As much as I'm mad at Mac right now, that's still gets me, right? That's still sad. He's been with him for like 27 years now, right? Now he's gone. Or gonna be gone. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. We're gonna stop right there. So that was 2:55 where we stopped. And guys, it's getting there. It's getting close to the end. And I cannot wait to see what happens. All right. We'll check with you next time. Enjoy.